Aries, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Aries. All right, Aries, let's see. Aries. All right. Ooh, hold on. Something just flipped over here. Oh, okay. The Three of Swords. All right. Okay, Aries. I understand this as just a separation. Six of Cups just came out. Or feeling maybe disconnected from, I don't know, something that maybe you wanted to return to, okay, that kind of thing. Or there was maybe even a gift of some sort here and maybe that broke. Let's see what's up. I'm also getting a separation of siblings. Let's see what's going on here. I kind of want to say a split screen, to be completely honest, actually. So, all right, let's get into your reading, Aries, and see what's going on. All right, Aries. Or you forgot something. There's something that you forgot, or I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. All right, you guys have the, well, let's get your oracle cards out. Let's do this. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so you guys have the Nine of Wands, and this is showing up for your current energy here. So I feel like there is something that you're maybe keeping something at a distance here, or maybe even maybe this is like setting boundaries with people, you know, that kind of stuff. Again, you had that, like, that Three of Swords. I understood that as just like literally a separation or something like literally breaking, okay, that kind of stuff. All right, or separating, I don't know, I want to say separating siblings. Like, I really do want to say that. I'm like, what the heck? So, all right, Nine of Wands, yes, it feels like there's maybe you're in the energy of, again, possibly being like a little bit like maybe unsure of how something is going to go, that kind of thing. But I also think that there is something here that you're like, you know what, we have to put like a level of like boundaries on something here, or something here that maybe you're even like kind of considering, like, should I compromise on this or should I not, or, you know, something like that. So I also think you might be dealing with a Scorpio. So, or this is maybe something that just happened like a friggin' long time ago, okay, like a really long time ago. So, all right, Five of Cups reverse, this is showing up in your environmental energy. Okay, yes, Aries, there is something that you're like feeling like you're on the defense, or there's something here, okay, like there, you know, it's whether you're putting up like really friggin' strong boundaries here, or there's something that you're like, you know what, it's almost like you put up your boundaries and now you're like reinforcing them, or, you know, something like that, okay. So Five of Cups showing up in your environment. This is either a situation that maybe you're feeling like, you know what, this is actually how I'm releasing grief, or this is how I'm being able to like kind of move forward in some situation, is again, maybe putting up boundaries, that kind of stuff, maybe an energy of like defensiveness, that type of situation, okay. All right, so let's see. I also do think that there is something about like some type of compromise, but I don't think that you're really in the energy of wanting to hear a whole lot about that, you know. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So, all right, maybe deal with a Taurus as well, okay? I do understand that. So Taurus and Scorpio. I gotta tell you, Taurus and Scorpio make a good amount of appearances in my reading. So, all right, let's see. You have the Knight of Cups here, and this is showing up for your possible challenge. And then you have this with this confidence card. So it feels like the challenge maybe is having confidence to kind of like get something off of your chest, or to say something that maybe you're feeling like, this might make somebody else upset, or this maybe is going to remind somebody else about something that they're trying to move past or trying to work through, that kind of stuff. Or again, this could be you, Aries, something that you are trying to actively work through, move through, that kind of stuff, okay? But I do feel like this is maybe feeling a little unsure about how somebody else is going to receive something, all right, that kind of stuff. And I also do think that there's an energy of feeling like, oh yeah, I gotta tell you, Aries, this almost feels like you're feeling like unworthy of something, or feeling a certain level of like, I don't know if this is like being shy, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, you know, it kind of does feel like there's a little bit of shyness, but it also feels like maybe you might be very confident about something that you're saying maybe to somebody else, but that might be a challenge for somebody else, okay, that kind of thing. You might be feeling that energy, that kind of stuff, okay. I feel like there's like feeling like a kickback of some sort, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so you have number 26, trust yourself, and this is showing up for your opportunity, and you also have this with the Eight of Cups. So listen, there is really something here that you got to like kind of, I want to say, I mean, confidence and trust yourself. I think this is a friggin' awesome combination. So confidence for your challenge, trust yourself for your opportunity. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. There's something that it's like, you might be feeling like a little bit like, kind of weary about something, or feeling, I don't know, something here, feeling something here, but you're being asked, or your opportunity anyway, is to trust, like to trust yourself. I mean, really, that's really kind of what it is. Okay, so even if you're maybe making some changes or putting up boundaries, whatever the heck it is, or even like pushing forward on something that you're like, this is exhausting, but it's worth, like, again, reinforcing, or worth, like, I don't know, I want to say like saying again or something like that. It's like trusting yourself in that energy, like, you know, that kind of stuff, being like, okay, I'm just going to trust what I'm doing here, that type of situation. With this Eight of Cups, this could even be you guys trusting the like, if there's something that you're like, you know what, this is not a good fit, or I feel kind of disappointed about something. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe there's something that it's like having to work through a little bit of disappointment, okay? That kind of stuff. What I will also say is your opportunity does feel like it's like, okay, there might be something here that you're like, I'm confident with this, but I wonder if I can get this, and pretend whatever this is like something that's like, maybe you're feeling like, oh, that's out of my reach, or I can't attain that, or whatever the heck it is. It might be like, hey, just trust that you're going to like be successful on whatever this is. Like, again, you have 26 here, that breaks to an 8, and then you also have this 8 of Cups. So, you know, you might even surprise yourself by walking away from something and then kind of trusting that. I also want to say there's something here that you are able to kind of see how something is going, or you're able to see like where something is more fulfilling, or where you could feel like most comfortable with something, that kind of stuff. Okay, I do understand that. Like, I gotta tell you here, Aries, this almost feels a little bit like prediction-y. Okay, it almost feels like there is something here that you're maybe like predicting the result of something, or predicting how predicting like the next steps of something. I don't know if this is on behalf of you or somebody else, but there's something here that it's like, you really got to trust yourself. Like, look at this. Like, there's like, I'm seeing that as like, you know, a third eye. Okay, that kind of stuff. And then you have this owl here. Like, there really is something about like, almost like, again, just trusting yourself, being like, you know what, maybe there's like a surprise or a shock or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. But I also feel like this is going to have some like major impact in some area here, is you, again, just like being okay with detaching from something, that kind of stuff. Okay. I will also say some of you guys, maybe with this the Knight of Cups here and this confidence energy, this could also be like, you know what, I'm daydreaming all the time, or I feel like, I don't know, maybe something that you want to like express creatively, or like romantically, or something like that. Again, there might be something here that you're, I don't, this is kind of hard to explain. It's like having confidence in one area, but then trusting that you kind of know what the next steps are. And this is so weird, Aries, because here's the thing. I feel like you already do trust that. It almost feels like you maybe are trying to get somebody else to like believe you, or something like that. That might be this Nine of Wands, being like, all right, I'm going to give this like one last shot, like that kind of stuff. You know, there might be something in that. Like, people aren't always going to believe everything we say, that kind of stuff, or everything we experience, or I don't know, something about that. Okay, that kind of stuff. But, tricky energy. I really want to harp on the fact of like really listening to your intuition, and like, honestly, there's something about like seeing something with your third eye, or understanding something with your third eye, and there's information in that, and I really feel like it's like kind of following in the direction, because there's something that I do think that you're aware is going to be either worth walking away from, or there's something about like, again, having the opportunity of, again, maybe somebody else experiencing some type of disappointment, but it's like, it's for a reason. It's not just like, oh, you know, just because, you know, it's for a reason. And I feel like there's something like, I feel like you guys are super clairvoyant, or extremely empathic, or both, or something like that. Okay, so let's see what else is going on here. Aries, let's see. Aries. Yeah, it's like, I don't know if this is like, you're not sure how like somebody is going to receive something, but again, I don't know. It's like, you really need to trust. Like, if you're walking away from something, it's like, I can't stress it enough. It's like, it's for a reason. And there's also, God, there's something you can friggin' see in the future here. Okay. The Emperor, it's like, you can see something, like you have like a certain, like, maybe you even have like authority. Maybe that's what it is you're like, I know how this is going, because like you have maybe information that other people don't have, something about that. Okay. Absolutely. I will also say, you know what I want to tell you is, if there's something here where you're like, pretend you're like stuck in a rut. Okay. Pretend you're at a job and it's like, dude, I'm not getting promoted. I'm not getting like a higher pay raise, or like anything like that. Like, there might be something where it's like, guess what? Walk away from that. There is definitely going to be another fit. And maybe there is some like bittersweet energy, or feeling like, God, I don't know if I'm confident enough to do this, or feeling like, maybe that you're really like emotionally connected to maybe people that you're already with, that kind of stuff. There's really something about like knowing that there is something that is going to be, I want to say like a good match, you know, or is going to make you feel like complete in some sense. So, all right, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Yes, it does feel like possibly that feeling of like something's missing, but what is it? Okay, that kind of stuff. I understand this is really kind of like an emotional thing. All right, that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see, Aries. I will also say Aries, you guys maybe are even dealing with the Sagittarius here, okay? Because, and I also want to say Gemini as well. I know, like, rattling off like every single zodiac sign, but I don't know. Both of your oracle cards have like wings on them. Ooh, High Priestess. So I don't know, pretty cool. So, all right, let's see what's going on here. All right, so with this confidence card here, you guys have the Knight of Cups and you have it with the Sun card. So yeah, this could even be like revealing a particular emotion or like, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of being like at ease with yourself in some sense, or being, again, confident enough to maybe say something or do something that, again, is like artistically led or is, you know, really speaking from your heart or even following your heart, okay? I got to tell you, this might be something that it's like, you know what? This is a childhood dream, or this is something that is like brings me like extreme happiness, that kind of stuff. I am also understanding the energy of just having attention on you, okay? That kind of stuff. Like this confidence, like I got to tell you, like I read that as confidence, like be confident in yourself, but that could also, like, I can also understand it as like confidence, be like, this is a secret, like say this in confidence, that kind of stuff. Maybe that's part of the challenge. Maybe there's something here that you're like, dude, but I really want to like, it's like, I want them to know it was me, or like, I want to like leave my mark on that. I don't mean it in like a weird way. I mean that in like kind of like a nice way, really, you know, something like that. But I don't know, maybe this is something that's not supposed to be revealed just yet. Or again, I just feel like this is maybe feeling a little bit like nervous or shy, you know, that kind of stuff. Or maybe even just not knowing if something is going to be like reciprocated, okay? I wonder if maybe this is something that's happened a bunch of times, okay? That kind of stuff, that type of energy can really kind of like, you know, that leaves an impact on us. And, you know, when maybe the same, you're constantly met with the same, like consequence of something, you know, that kind of stuff, like that's going to kind of shape your life. All right, so let's see. So you have the reverse devil card, and this is showing up as what you're not able to control. I feel like this is just somebody who is walking away from something, or somebody who has released a certain level of something here, okay? That kind of stuff. I will also say, I wonder if there was like something here where you and somebody else were really like hitting it off or getting along, that kind of stuff. And I wonder if somebody's kind of like exiting that, or someone's kind of like pulling their energy away in some sense, all right? That kind of stuff. Again, I don't really know if this is you or somebody else. I will tell you, it does feel a little bit like entangled, enmeshed, that kind of thing, okay? So yeah, I do feel like this is, you know, maybe just not being able to, you're not able to control maybe like past experiences, okay? Or something that, again, you're like really kind of linked to, that kind of thing. And again, I also feel like this is what you're not able to control, is if somebody else is like, has already kind of like broken away from something, you know, that kind of stuff. So, or like released themselves in some sense. So, all right, you have the Knight of Wands, and this is showing up as what you can control. So I kind of really like that, especially with this confidence energy here. There's something about, I want to say, pumping yourself up, or even doing something maybe in like in an impulsive way, or doing something quickly so that you don't have time to like overthink, that kind of thing, okay? Weirdly enough, I'm also getting this as a little bit of a defensive energy. Again, you have the Nine of Wands showing up for your energy, but I am understanding this is like you are able to control either the speed at which something happens here, or you're able to control like defending something here, defending somebody, or I want to say like coming in to save the day, you know, that kind of stuff. All right. Okay. I also want to say that you're able to control the intensity of something, okay? The intensity of something. What that is, I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I'm getting. So, all right, you have the Five of Wands. This is showing up as your next steps forward. So, yes, there is definitely something about possibly doing something extremely active, or doing something that involves a lot of movement, that kind of stuff. That could also be presented with this Knight of Cups here, like a, you know, creative, I don't know, expression of some sort. So, what? Creative expression of some sort. Okay. All right. Okay. So yes, next steps, Five of Wands. It's like, you know, getting involved in something, maybe trying something out. I will also say this could be something that is just bringing you confidence in general. This could be like, you know what, again, like I'm going to do it before I talk myself out of it, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. Okay. Or maybe even doing something that's like, I want to say like getting like this feels like a warm up. This feels like warming something up before, I don't know. I actually really want to lean on that energy as warming up, okay? That kind of stuff. I think I feel like I mean this in like a physical sense, right? Something like that. I feel like the next steps are trying something out, you know? I want to say manipulating something or oh my God, you have you have the Magician card for your next steps for your opportunity. So I definitely want to say manipulating something here. Okay, that kind of thing. Sorry, I don't know what that was. I heard a spooky noise. Okay, so let's see. All right, so you guys have, with this 26, trust yourself here. You guys have the 8 of Cups and you have it with the Ace of Swords. I'm telling you, there's something here. You got to trust yourself in the sense of like, if something is not a fit, if something is feeling like disappointing or something is feeling like that's missing, or I feel like this could be filled in more or something like that, then I feel like, again, your opportunity is to have confidence to walk away from something and trusting like either your inner knowledge or trusting something that you've already seen, trusting maybe a vision that you've had, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. I would also say if you get like really honest information about something, or you have really like clear-cut information about something, there's something in the terms of like trusting that for what it is, you know, that kind of stuff. So, all right. This could also be being really honest with yourself as well, okay? Being really honest with yourself with maybe why you want to move on from something, or explaining that, you know, bringing that up out in the open, that kind of stuff. It just feels like, it's almost like you're like, yeah, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, you know? I don't want to like, hurt anyone's feelings. That's kind of what it feels like. So, all right. Okay. So you have the 3 of Pentacles, and this is showing up as your skill. So I feel like there's something about either teamwork, or there's something that you are able to really maybe even like lift other people up in the way that you're maybe collaborating together, working together. This Knight of Wands is what you can control. Like sometimes that's like, that makes me think of like a cheerleader, or like kind of like, you know, yeah, like cheering something on, being like kind of supportive with like a whole lot of energy, that kind of stuff. So that could even be what, like, maybe that's what your skills are, is to like be the person to kind of maybe bring information in, or saying a certain thing, or delivering something here in the sense of like, everyone's on board with something here. And I also, I gotta tell you, I also want to say that you might just like have the skills of like having something be, I want to say like more fun in some sense, that kind of stuff. And I do understand the boundaries. I really do understand that. I think that's kind of being like really harped on here. But I also do think that you have like, this might even be like, like you're the one to like spread a particular information, or to give out like, I don't know, maybe a really like honest something or other, something about that feels like you are, that those are your skills. You have the 10 of Pentacles here showing up for your help. So, I mean, I feel like this is either you have this feels like just support. It feels like you have support, okay? That kind of stuff. Maybe this is somebody at a job place who is like acting as like a support person coming in to help out in some sense. Maybe this has like body safety awareness with this 10 of Cups, okay? I'm sorry, 10 of Pentacles, but it could also be that it's just, you know, it could also be that the help is like your family, okay? Your family, or something that it's like, well, I can always like go back and be like comfortable in I don't know, comfortable in, I want to say like a controlled environment, or I don't know, something regarding that. And you have the Magician card for like your next steps forward here. So this to me is almost like, hey, acknowledging maybe how many resources you have, or how much you have at your fingertips, that kind of stuff. And I feel like this is like, again, putting action behind it, you know, like really like, it's like, it's almost like, you know what you need to do, but now you need to do that and trust that you're going to have a victory. Okay. 8 of Cups to the Ace of Swords. It's like, yes, walking away from something, but you're walking towards a victory. You're walking towards a breakthrough, you know, that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see. Let's just get a little bit more information here for you guys, Aries. Aries. I wonder if you've dealt with somebody in the past who was like either really hot and cold, or maybe was like, had their eyes on like multiple different options or something like that. If this is like involving anything like love related, that kind of stuff. Okay. Certainly could be, you know, something like that. Yeah, also like the environment's super important. I don't mean like the environment like being like an environmentalist. I mean, yes, that is super important, but that's not what I mean. Like, I mean like you're like the setting you're in. What's that? I would say the random the reverse 2 of Cups is at the bottom. So all right, so yeah, it's like 2 different things here. So all right, let's see what's going on. Or it's like what presenting one way. you know what it is? It's almost like when you're with one person acting like, oh yeah, I like this person, but then when you're not with them, acting a different type of way. Okay, I'm understanding that. I don't know where to place that, but I don't know. There's something. So let's see what's going on. Again, I also wonder if there's something about like maybe like sharing something with somebody else, and again possibly it being like not reciprocated, or you know what I'm saying, like that kind of stuff. What's this? The four of Pentacles. Yeah, this is maybe something that you're now like kind of feeling like, well, I want to hold on to that. I'm not gonna like, I don't want to be I don't want to be open in some sense. There's the Knight of Cups. I'm sorry, the Knight of Wands again. So all right, let's see. Aries. All right, whoa, Temperance card. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. Like, I don't know. All right, let's just get these friggin' cards out, right? Okay. Whoa. Okay. Five of Swords at the bottom. Okay, so let's see. So let's go back over to your challenge for a second. So yes, this is with confidence, Knight of Cups, and then the Sun card. You have the Devil reversed with the Sun card again, upright. Okay, so this is showing up for what you're not able to control. So okay, I feel like this is maybe somebody who is not exactly has come apart from something and is maybe very much like showcasing that, or there maybe is something here where it's like the absence of something is producing like a happy effect of something. I don't know, something like that. Seems like that's like not in your control. Friggin' weird energy. I can only assume that's going to be like a synchronicity or something like that, because I'm you know, I don't know, the way I'm saying it feels kind of weird, but it also feels like it's like hitting, maybe it's just like a personal thing. I don't know. Let's keep going here. I also wonder if there's something here that what you can't control, maybe it's like something that maybe you have to break apart with, okay? That kind of thing. That might be, that's the thing that brings you happiness, or that's the thing that makes you feel a sense of joy, you know, that kind of thing. All right, that could be part of whatever this is. I also want to say something about like temperatures or temperature control or something like that. I don't really know what to do with that, but I'm picking up that in reference to I don't know what. But all right, so you have the Knight of Wands and you have it with the Seven of Cups here. This is showing up as what you can control. So yes, this is either maybe impulsively making a decision or quickly coming in to like disperse some confusion, maybe to, again, I gotta tell you, for some of you guys, that really what it is. It's like you're able to kind of, again, I feel like somebody has a deep belief about you or something here, but I got to tell you, I feel like that belief is a bit flawed or inaccurate or something like that. Okay. I'm really understanding that. I don't know if you're dealing with another Aries or what's going on, but it just feels really enmeshed, really, really tangled in some sense. I wonder if somebody did a cord cutting ritual, that kind of stuff. Okay. That might be part of whatever this is. I don't know. Maybe you're just like noticing it now or something like that. So, all right, let's see what's going on. You have the Five of Wands and you have it with the Ten of Cups. This is showing up for your next steps forward. So yes, trying out something, experimenting, moving things around, that like shifting things around, moving things around, not being scared to like, again, like practice something out, or like do like a dry run, like pretending, or, you know, like that kind of stuff. I almost want to say like role playing something, you know, like that kind of thing. I don't know. That might be like the next steps to take to kind of like ensure that everyone's like, or that you, in any case, there's like emotional security attached to whatever this is, or there's a feeling of like, okay, yes, that was difficult, or that was like maybe exhausting, or involved like a lot of different moving units, whatever the heck it is. But look, at the end of the day, we came out on the other side. So not so bad for a challenge. It's really not so bad. So, all right, let's see. Okay, so you guys have number 26, trust yourself. We're going back over to your opportunity now. And this is like with that energy of like, you know, kind of walking away from something in order to have like a victory, or walking away from something so that you're able to have a breakthrough in some type of communication, that kind of thing, or literally like leaving, maybe even leaving a disappointing situation or something that was disappointing in the past, or something was like that does not fit, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. And then again, trusting yourself with like the information that maybe you're receiving in like a psychic way, an intuitive way, that kind of stuff. Okay. This bee energy is like, to me, this is like super intuitive. Okay. Like when there's bees around and all that kind of stuff, like that to me is like prepare for 10,000 messages. messages, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know if that's for everybody. I kind of feel like it is. Actually, I don't have any way of proving that, but that's just what I feel. So, all right, let's see. You have the Three of Pentacles and you have it with the Three of Cups, and this is showing up for your skills. So I did say something about, I feel like you guys know how to like work and have fun, that kind of stuff. Okay. That seems like that's, you know, your skills here. Okay. That kind of thing. I also want to say there's something that I do feel like there's like the way that you're working on something, there's like a level of, again, like having fun, or a level of like maybe even working on something in your community, or something that is like that you're wanting to share, a certain level of like, dude, I want to share this. I want to showcase this, that kind of stuff. Okay. Certainly could be something that's like, that's in your skills, you know, like, here's the thing. It's, I don't know. I feel like if this, pretend this is like just like a whole, like a work environment that we're talking about, there really is something here that you have the skills of either making maybe something that would like normally be like kind of boring. It's like you have the skills to make that like more lively or more fun, you know, that kind of stuff. And I also think you might even be able to like celebrate a certain level of like, wow, that was a really good job. Or that there's just, this could also just be that you get along with people that you work with, or that you're like an extremely cooperative person, that kind of stuff. You know, that's totally what I'm feeling here. All right. So yeah, also, again, I know I've named like literally every single zodiac sign, but this also might be indicative of something about a Libra. Okay. A Libra that might be part of whatever this is. Okay. Or Capricorn. So, all right, let's see. You have the Ten of Pentacles and you have it with the Page of Cups, and this is showing up for possible help. I feel like this is somebody who's maybe wondering if you need help and is possibly like, dude, I have the support you need, or I have like, you know, I have something here that's like maybe able to like withstand the test of time, or something about that kind of stuff. Okay. And I feel like that's where the help is. Again, something that maybe this is somebody who has like been at a place for a very long time, is very well versed in something, and maybe is like, I don't have to, maybe it's like, I don't even have to wonder about that. I know what I'm seeing. I know what's possible. I know what's not possible, that kind of stuff. I also want to say something about a budget. Okay. This maybe is something about like, hey, I need to know a budget of some sort, that kind of thing. That could be part of whatever this is. So, all right. Okay. So you have the Magician and the freaking High Priestess as your next steps forward. So, okay, that's kind of intense. I feel like your next steps forward have to do with really, really putting like the control, or not even the control, putting action behind something. It's like, now it's time to really push forward on something, using inspiration or motivation, whatever it is, to create something that I think you saw in your inner world, or you saw like an idea up in the sky, whatever the heck it is, or whatever it is here, bringing that down and like making it like attainable in some sense, you know, making it attainable. But I also do think there's a level of maybe like privacy or secrecy or something like, or confidence, okay, with part of whatever this is here. All right. Super interesting. The Magician and the High Priestess is a pretty amazing combination for your next moves forward. Like, I got to tell you, this trust yourself is like, this should be your whole reading right here, is just friggin' trust yourself, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, you have the resources, you know how to do something, and you're also extremely intuitive in the way that you put things together, that kind of stuff. Okay. That's what I'm feeling. This whole reading feels like a giant, like, I don't know, alchemizing something in a great way. So, all right, that's what I have for you. Sorry, this was really friggin' long. Sorry, Aries. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you can check your other placements, and I will see you back for your next one. All right. Thank you. Bye.